Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. This time I'm going to show you the location of all 11 geoglyphs in the game. Now there are a few levels of spoilers in this video. I will not be showing you any of the cutscenes, and I won't even be showing you the names of the cutscenes themselves or the memories. I'm going to show you the location of all the geoglyphs as well as the tiers within the geoglyphs. So you need to find the tier in order to get the memory or the cutscene. The first level of spoiler here is that I'm going to show you my completed Hyrule map. It has about 75 shrines on it. I haven't found all the shrines, but it's about 75 shrines on here, along with icons and beacons littering the landscape, just because it's my live map. So if you don't want to see that, but you want to know where all the geoglyphs are, there's actually a place in the game that will tell you. So if you're okay knowing that, stick around. Otherwise, you should leave because of spoilers. Okay, for those of you sticking around, I'm going to pull the map out one level, and from Lookout Landing, we're going to go to the northwest. Okay, and then right here at the Forgotten Temple, this is in Tanger Canyon, which is between the South Tabantha Snowfield and Rowan Plain, so Hyrule Ridge, Hebra. In the Forgotten Temple, in this canyon, you enter right here through this door. You cannot approach it from the top. It's completely sealed off on top, so you got to actually walk in the front door. It is not nearly as guarded as it was in Breath of the Wild. You just have to worry about some moblins. That's about it. At the back of the Forgotten Temple, you have a shrine as a checkpoint, and then past that, you'll find a room, and in that room is something that will tell you very clearly where all the geoglyphs are. So you can use that as a reference rather than my map. Okay, for those of you who want to see my map and want to know where the tiers are, here we go. I'm going to pull it out now. All right, so this is my completed map of Hyrule. Again, about 75 shrines and lots of icons. So we're going to start on the left side of the map, then go to the middle, then go to the right. There's a total of 11 geoglyphs. Each one has a tier that triggers a memory. Okay, so this first one is up in the Tabantha Tundra near the North Lome Labyrinth, and it's this big geoglyph right here. And I'm going to show screenshots of where the tiers are. Couple tips for you. Try to get an aerial view of each geoglyph. Some of those are very easy to do. Some of those are kind of impossible to do. But that's really the major tip. Try to get an aerial view. This way you can see the whole thing. It also just looks really cool. Secondly, try to do this at night whenever possible. Doing it at night will cause the geoglyph to really pop off the landscape, and it makes the finding of the tier a lot easier. So for this geoglyph here, the tier is going to be on the left side, and I'll show you a screenshot of that now. I'll show you a screenshot for all of them. So it's on the left side, so go ahead and pick that up. Next up, we have this geoglyph over here. Again, I'm being very careful not to highlight the tier because I don't want to spoil the cutscene name. So for this tier, this is probably the most difficult one to find the tier in this geoglyph, because this geoglyph is printed sort of flat on a mountain, but the mountain or the hill is very bumpy and rocky. So finding the tier is pretty tough. However, as you can see in the screenshot, it's kind of surrounded by some hills, but if you look at my mini-map, just get to that spot on the mini-map while walking around those hills, and you'll be able to find it. It's basically the topmost hill that has the geoglyph printed on it, and like dead center of that hill is the tier. Okay, next up, we have this one in Hyrule Ridge, just west of Central Hyrule. This is probably the first one you're going to find if you follow along with the story. If you just sort of critical path the game, you should come across this one. And this one starts the quest with Impa. So you should be able to get an aerial view of this one via the hot air balloon, and the tier is dead center of the sort of headdress of this geoglyph. All right, next up, we have this one down here. This is also in Hyrule Ridge, south of Tabantha Frontier and south of Rito Village, and north of the Gerudo Highlands. In my screenshot, I approached this facing south, so the tier for me was on the left. However, if you're approaching it facing north, your tier would be on the right, but it's sort of in between the hair rolls of this geoglyph. All right, last thing on the left side of the map here is this geoglyph. This one is even tough to see on the regular map, let alone finding it when you're actually approaching it. So for this one, very similar to the one near Rito Village, the tier is in the topmost section of the geoglyph in the center. I approach this during the day, so it's a little tough to see my screenshot, but just look inside the circle, and you should be able to find it. Okay, so let's go to the center of the map now, and we have this sword geoglyph in the Elden Mountains. Another tip, try to approach these from either Skyview Towers or just Sky Islands. Makes it a lot easier instead of just walking around. So this tier is really easy. It's just at the tip of the sword. It's a straight line. You really can't miss this one. All right, going south now. I'm going to stick to the center of the map, and we're going to go all the way down to Lake Hylia. This is another geoglyph that's printed into the mountain, and this geoglyph is not actually facing the correct way on this map. It's oriented a little strange, but looking at my screenshot, you should be able to tell where the tier is. It's on the left side of it. So the tier is accurate on the map, but it's just not facing the right direction. Okay, so that's the one in the south, and now we are going to go towards the right side of the map now, and we're going to go to this Porapad looking one. So this one is in Trilby Valley, sort of near Elden Canyon, although I think this is technically still Lanayru Wetlands. So it's up on this hill here, and then the tier is basically dead center, so not too difficult for this one. Okay, so next up we have this one over here. This is right near the Sahasra Slope Skyview Tower. So we have this one here. And this one is probably the toughest to find because this geoglyph is partially in this forest near Betraya Lake. And so what you need to do is you're going to have to fight a talus if you want to search in peace. You're going to have to fight a stone talus. It's got some moblins on it. Deal with that, and then you can look around in peace. The other problem is that it's always raining in this section, at least every time I've been there. It's always raining, always thunderstorms. So finding this is a little tough, but if you look on the map, this location is accurate here. It's smack in the center of this group of trees. So you should be able to find it no problem. And for this one, I'm putting in actual footage just because the screenshot's not going to do you much good. Okay, so let's go to the rightmost side of the map. There is no geoglyph in Akala for the most part. However, there is one in Super South Akala, really Lanayru. And this is south of the Tingle Islands, and it's right here. So this one here, and then the tier is on the right side, although I approach from the, just checking my screenshot here, I approach facing north, so it's going to be sort of on the top side, but just look in the circle in that screenshot and you should get it. All right, and then the final geoglyph is all the way in the southeast corner of the map. It's in Cape Cressia, Rimba Beach, Soka Point, this whole area right here. And then the tier is in the hilt of this sword. So not too difficult to see, and you should be good. Okay, so that's it. That's all I'm going to show you about geoglyphs. There is more, however, it's part of the story. Basically, once you uncover the 11th, things happen. Go do those things. Highly, highly recommend you go do those things. It's a lot of fun. Okay, but that's it. That's the location of all 11 geoglyphs and their corresponding tiers of the dragon. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.